Hello there, Chef D Malfi here. Welcome to my kitchen and welcome to the show. I'm really excited because it's Thursday. You know, on Thursdays, we always make snacks. And today is no exception. We are going to be making spicy white bean dip. This is my all-time go-to dip. Sometimes I make it with different beans and spices. Today, I'm going to show you the classic way to do this. And the reason I like this snack is because it's easy and it's sort of elegant. I'm going to show you a really elegant presentation for this dip that's really going to accentuate it. So let's get into it, all right? And if you have questions along the way, you let a sister know. I can see who's here. Hello, everyone. And write your questions right in the comment box, okay? All right, so spicy white bean dip. First thing we need, beans, of course. Today, I'm going to use cannellini white beans, all right? These sometimes go by the name of white kidney beans, but you can see right on the can here, it says cannellini in beautiful cursive writing. These are from Trader Joe's. You can use any white bean that you want. Remember, a couple weeks ago, we talked about the great navy bean. These are dried navy beans. These would work too. You could also use organic great northern beans. There's a lot of different white bean varieties here. And you can also mix it up. So today I thought just to get enough of the beans that I need, I'm going to use cannellini beans and a little bit of chichi beans or garbanzo beans or chickpeas. These go by a lot of names as well. You can mix it up. You can actually do multiple different types of beans in this white bean dip, and it will actually add a lot of layers of flavor. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to get my beans rinsed and drained, all right? So I've done this, and it's really important to do this, especially if you are trying to lower the amount of sodium intake that you have within your daily diet, all right? So one of the best ways to do this is to drain and then rinse your beans. You can remove a third of the sodium. So literally, I take a 15.5-ounce can of beans, I throw it into what I have right here. This is just going to be a little strainer over a bowl. And I literally will just rinse them in the sink. I've already done that, and then let them drip dry over a bowl. Okay, again, this is going to remove a third of the sodium. That's a whopping amount. So get your food processor. You're going to need a food processor for this or a blender. I suppose you could do this old-fashioned way with a mortar and pestle, but it's going to take you a lot longer, and it's never going to get as smooth as the machine will make it. So I'm going to use my food processor now, and I want 1.5 cups of white beans of any kind. Oops. And I'm going to use both the white bean and the chickpea, but you can use any, like I said. All right, the next thing that we need are our flavor agents. And I'm going to start by talking to the whole food plant-based people that are within our community. If you are whole food plant-based, what that means is that you don't actually consume any processed foods. So that includes the oils. So I'm going to use oil today. I'm actually going to use extra virgin olive oil, which is right here. It's the dark of the two different oils. This is avocado. This is extra virgin. But if you are whole food plant-based, one of the great ways to do this is actually to use vegetable stock, and keep a box of vegetable stock in your refrigerator so that it stays cold. And so when you're using it for cold dips and things like this, things that are actually cold recipes, you can actually have a cold liquid going into your ingredients, and it actually kind of like, it keeps it kind of nice. But for my sake, I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and I'm just going to go for it. And I'm actually going to let's see, I want you guys to see this. So I'm going to do this cam. No, I'm going to do this cam. There we go. You can see this. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons, and I'm going to actually measure it out. Same with the vegetable oil. Vegetable stock. If you're using veggie stock instead, measure it out, 2 tablespoons. You could use filtered cold water as well. And you could also use avocado oil. If you don't have any of the extra virgin, you can use the lighter. Grapeseed or avocado oil are fine. All right. And they're great. They're high in omega-3 fatty acids and omega-6 fatty acids, which are really great for us. Now, the next thing we need is we need to kind of like pick this up. We need to really, really make this bright and light. One of the ways to do this is with citrus. I was listening to the home cooking podcast. Has anyone listened to this? This is with Simone Nasrat. She's amazing. And she had a caller call into her podcast the other day who actually has an allergy to lemon. And if you have an allergy to lemon, you want to remove the lemon and you can replace it with some other things. Lots of people that have an allergy to lemon will use and utilize vinegars. So if you are one of these types, absolutely, a vinegar would be fantastic. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. And that's like about 1 lemon. And I'm also going to use half a teaspoon of lemon zest. So let me get my Edgeware or my microplane. This is the Edgeware here. I have both. This is the brand name I'm calling it by. And this is what is also known as a rasp. That's the like general name for it. And what I want to do is I want to remove that yellow, beautiful pigment off the surface of the lemon. You can do this with orange. You can do this with lemon. You can do this with lime. You can do this with kumquat or grapefruit. All of these would be fantastic in the spicy white bean dip. Truly, any citrus zest or juice works. And I like the Edgeware. Thank you, Edgeware, for giving this to me at the one of the amazing produce conferences a couple years ago. I met this company. And they were like, "What's your favorite color?" Lime green. I had no idea what they were selling or who they were. And they were like, pulled out a huge bag of these beautiful Edgewares that came in every color of the rainbow. And you know me, I just like freaked out. I was like, these are so colorful and so cool. Lime green is my favorite color, not just because I'm plant-based, but it is my favorite color. So they presented to me and gifted me with this beautiful Edgeware that's my favorite, neon lime green. And it works, I think, the best. I actually even think this works better than any other rasp. Something about their blade, it does not actually get dull. So I love it. I'm going to use half a teaspoon of this lemon zest. You can see that I've taken my time. It yields quite a lot, right? Throw this right in. And then I'm going to juice the other half of the lemon. Question. Let's do a question. Marie Montoy asks, when removing the zest, should you use organic lemons? Thank you for asking. Such a great question. Yes, yes, yes. If you can afford organic citrus over conventional citrus, I highly recommend get the organic over the conventional citrus. Why? The conventional citrus happens to be waxed on the outside, and they wax the outside of citrus in here in the United States. And I'll just speak to here in the United States because I can't speak to any other country and how they're doing it. But conventional citrus here is waxed to make it look shiny and to make it look just as bright as the organic varieties. Isn't that interesting? So if you are using conventional citrus and you have a recipe that calls for zest, know that what you're going to be zesting off is a lot of wax. And yes, this is vegetable glycerin-based wax, so it's totally food safe, thank goodness. But you don't really want that to kind of hide that beautiful aroma and flavor of the zest. Make sense? So you want to actually try to opt in for organic lemons and oranges and limes and all of the citrus if you can. And if you can't, let's say you just can't find organic citrus in market. I know, I've been there sometimes and it's really annoying. What I will do is I will buy this citrus that is conventional, and then I will come home and I will actually let my organic lemons or limes or grapefruit sit in a bowl of hot water. And I let the water get nice and hot just from the tap. I don't boil the water or anything. And I just let them sit in the hot water before I use the zest. And that is going to sort of let that waxy filler on the outside of the citrus come right off. And you'll actually see a layer of this like kind of weird, it looks like a shiny kind of like, wax on the surface of the water if you do this in a bowl, and if there's actually any wax on the citrus. So that's just a word of the wise. Thank you for asking, Marie. Good question. All right, the next thing that I want are my flavor agents. These are things that are really going to kick this up in terms of the spice level or the heat level. In our case, both. I want a little bit of sea salt. I'm going to use half a teaspoon of sea salt here. And sea salt, like I say all the time, is really, really fine. It's fine. It's delicious. I'm going to do the overhead so you can really see it. I love to give you just a look at my ingredients. Look how fine this is. I want to add a half a teaspoon. And yes, I am measuring this out. If you are salt-free, and I know there are many of you here, go ahead and use any of your favorite salt substitutes. I'm wondering if there's anyone here that it actually is salt-free. We had 2 people on our thread this week coming into our videos that said, I've been salt-free for 30 years. That's amazing. Truly, that's really, really amazing. The other thing that I want you to use is freshly ground black pepper, all right? Never buy the pre-ground black pepper. It just doesn't actually taste or smell like black pepper. What freshly cracked black pepper will do for your recipes is it is actually going to add a floral note to it, because black pepper actually has a floral element. It's very floral in flavor. It's also going to give you a little bit of that heat, but just a kind of like a warmth, not so much of the major heat. But for the major heat, and we want it spicy, because after all, this is spicy white bean dip, we are going to add pepperoncini or red pepper flakes. I love this stuff. This is like so good. My dad bought me a 5-pound like jar of this from Costco, and I've been using it for a long time. So half a teaspoon of the red pepper flake. If you don't have red pepper flake, you can use sriracha. You can use hot sauce. You can use jalapeno that is seeded, and maybe you can just take out the seeds and the stems and throw in the whole jalapeno. No, that's going to change the color of the final product, but it's going to definitely make it hot. All right, and then I want one other ingredient, and this is a quarter cup of filtered cold water, which I have here. You can see it's cold. It's nice and filtered. I use a beautiful filtration system in my home that is just kind of like a water pitcher that you fill up with water, and the filtration system is actually made from coconut shells. It's really, really cool. So I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup. Definitely filter your water if you can. Even if you think you have clean water, it's really interesting. Most of us think that we do, but there's always going to be things in our water, and the filtration system won't take everything out, but it will definitely make a big difference. I once had my tap water tested when I lived in New York City because I moved into this apartment, and I turned on the faucet in the bathtub and in the kitchen, and it was running brown water. And I was like, that can't be right? That just can't be right. And of course it ran clear after a few minutes, but every single time I would turn on the water, it would start brown. And I know that's because it was old pipes, but I ended up having my water tested, and sure enough, there was a lot of heebie-jeebies in those pipes and a lot of heebie-jeebies coming into our building itself. And so when I did that, they actually paid for the filtration system in a pitcher. It was really, really cool. All right, so let's do another question before I blend. Hi, Michelle, good to see you. Do you want to do mild? If you want to do a mild version, how much chili pepper would you add? Yeah, this is actually pretty mild, I will say. 1/2 teaspoon is pretty mild, I guess, for my liking. I'm Sicilian after all, though, so it might be a little bit hotter than maybe other people like it. If you want, you can do 1/4 teaspoon. If you want to leave out the red pepper flake altogether and just do something a little bit more mild, you can use red cayenne pepper, This is great. And you can use about an 1/8 or 1/4 teaspoon of this. This is going to add a heat, but not as much of the heat that you're going to get from the red pepper flake. You can also, like I said, bring it way down by using a fresh jalapeno with the ribs and the seeds removed. And Michelle, did you get your cosmic rainbow knives yet? I'm so curious. I really hope that you like them when you do. All right, so we're going to pulse this, and I definitely want to pulse it because I want to make sure that everything is whipping around that blade easily. Good. All right, I'm just going to stop it here and show you the consistency, all right? So you can do 2 different types of consistencies. This is kind of chunky, right? You can still see the red pepper flakes a little bit, and it's on the chunkier side. This is perfectly fine and so delicious, but I think I'm just going to make it a wee bit smoother. I'm just going to make it a tiny bit smoother here by letting it pulse for 3, 4, 5 more seconds. Perfect. Yeah, this is nice. And you can take it to any level that you want. So this is done and yummy and going to be so great. Now, one of the ways that I'm going to show you how to make this elegant for presentation's sake, because we want snack time to look elegant, even though it's just a snack. I'll show you a couple different things that you can do. I'm cleaning my decks here so that you can not be distracted by any other thing in the way. All right, so there's a couple different things that you can actually use to serve this up and to make it really nice. The first thing that we want is a nice platter. So I'm going to use this platter here. This is from IKEA. Do you guys have an IKEA wherever you live in the world? IKEA is fantastic. I love it so much. This platter only cost me a few bucks. It stays white. It stays nice. I love this stuff because it's really kind of economical and it's beautiful. And if it breaks, I don't feel so bad. So I'm going to use this. And I know my camera's a little cockeyed here. Let me see if I can fix it. Aha, it's this one. Duh. There we go. I also want to utilize some beautiful ingredients. So you can actually serve this on top of these. I really love these. These are thin puffed rice crackers. These come from Lundberg Family Farms, which is one of the largest, let me back that up, the largest rice producer in the state of California. I absolutely adore Lundberg Family Farms. I had a show on PBS many years ago, 7 years ago now, called Delicious Discoveries with Daniela Malfitano, and we featured Lundberg Family Farms. We did a whole rice episode on them, and it was amazing. You can actually find that on my YouTube if you're interested. Anyway, it was a really fun episode. I'm promoting it because if you want to learn about how rice is made, it is a very fascinating process. But they actually took us into the puff room where they actually puff the rice, and they showed us how they make these. The cool thing about puffed rice crackers is that they have this like weird, reputation of being like a crunchy hippie food. They kind of totally are, but there's really nothing added to this. So there's no preservatives. There's nothing added. The only thing that puffs this rice is heat. So it's really cool to actually watch them do it. This would be fantastic. You can actually layer a bunch of these down on your board, and you can actually pipe it on. But I'm going to show you a different way to pipe. We'll do this within the last couple of minutes here. I'm going to use a few different ingredients. I'm going to pipe today on top of beautiful, thick sliced English cucumbers. I'm salivating already. It's so funny, you guys. I'm taking this advanced course right now from my school, the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. It's where I actually became an Integrative Nutrition Health Coach a couple of years ago. And I'm in an advanced course right now that's all about the gut microbiome. And one of the modules that I'm in right now talks about that we actually eat with our eyes first. And this is something that I've known for a long time as a chef. They teach us this in culinary school, which is why plating and plating technique is so important. But one of the things that happens with our bodies is that we actually, our eyes will send a message to our brain that will send a message to our stomach that tells us that our food is almost on the way. It's coming, it's ready, and our mouths actually, through that messaging, starts to salivate before the food ever even enters our body. Kind of cool, right? So I'm going to use a little bit of these English cucumbers. They look so delicious. They're thick slice. You can see I sliced them like 1/4 inch thick. I'm also going to use some of these beautiful pieces of endive or endive, however you say it. And I love using endive as these kind of like scooper shells, kind of like little cups or shells to hold these ingredients. Endive is perfect. It's bitter. I like to call it endive. Endive kind of sounds pretentious to me. Sorry about it. But I think that that's actually the proper way to say it. So if you are from England, you have better English than I do. All right. So let me just place these down kind of anywhere. Endive is great. Endive is great. And it comes in 2 different colors, the red or the purple and the green or the white. And I'm going to use both. And I do this with tuna salad as well. Yes, I make a delicious chickpea tuna salad that's phenomenal. I'll post it on my Instagram in a few days so that you guys can see it. That's coming down the pipeline. And just kind of like put them anywhere. It's really, really fun. And then take a Ziploc bag. Now, this is the cool part. This is actually going to be your pastry bag. Let me show you how easy it is to pipe using a homemade pastry bag. Ziploc bag or a plastic bag. This is pretty much the only time I use plastic bags in my kitchen, truly, is to make these pastry bags. And I have lots of different sizes. Take it, you want to flip it. This is the this is the sandwich size. And then you want to take your delicious, spicy white bean dip and place it inside of your bag. Keep it as clean as possible. Now, because we created a lip, you can actually flip it back over, close it up, grab all that air out, close it up, and then take one corner. Grab a piece of kitchen shears, grab a kitchen shears here, kitchen scissors, snip off the ends, and now you have yourself a really cool piping bag. I'm just going to start by piping right onto these beautiful cucumbers. It comes out really fast because it's like, obviously it's very liquidy. It's really delicious. You can pipe into your endive or endive as well. Now I can't stop saying endive. And just enjoy the process. This is a really, really fun thing for kids to do. They feel really good to help in the kitchen, especially with kind of easy and fun. These are fun tasks. So get your kids involved, or anyone for that matter. This is great for entertaining. This is a very easy snack, perfect for any time of the day. And then you want to just take a little bit of an indicator that's going to show people this is spicy. I'm going to use a little splash or sprinkle of cayenne pepper or red pepper. This is going to give it just a little heat, but most importantly, beautiful, beautiful look. And there you have it. Snack time is ready. Actually, we need one more thing. How about just a little iced tea? I made some hibiscus iced tea before. Gonna throw in a little orange here. Yum. I am ready for a snack attack, you guys. Cheers. And then I'm gonna just taste one of these cucumbers. Look how beautiful this is. Gorgeous, right? So cute. So good. I can also use it on top of these flackers just really quickly. These are made from a doctor. These are amazing soaked flaxseed crackers. Really good. There's only one ingredient. It's flaxseed, maybe 2, sea salt. Yummy, good stuff. You can use it on any crispy cracker, any puffed rice, any endive or endive or cucumber, whatever you want. These are really good. Spicy, but not too spicy. I'm going to finish this platter later. Thank you so much for coming. I really had a great time. You guys, this was the second to last recipe for the month of August. I am so excited to have been able to showcase this with you, to see that you guys actually really enjoy these recipes and made them. If you make this one, please take a photo and then pop it into our Facebook group, Plant-Based Made Easy. It's really fun. And if you want the recipe for this, just go ahead and grab it. You can download my cookbook, Plant-Based Made Easy. This is the August cookbook. I write a new plant-based cookbook every single month. I'm very excited to wrap up the cookbook tomorrow. We're going to be making the summertime strawberry crumble. It is going to be so good. I hope that you'll join me for that. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Ciao for now. Bye, guys.